listen to this one. I have insider information. Listen to this stuff. You ain't gonna believe it. I get this Meijer shopping page. 2 items. It's some wine, a box of wine, and cat food. That's got nothing to do with the story. But I had to tell you anyway, because it's, you know. Anyway, I'm in the little wine section. I see this dude standing there staring at his phone, and he's looking like, you know, like I used to look when I went in the wine section, because they sell way too many bottles of that shit, different brands and stuff. So I asked the dude, I'm like, you know, can I, you know, that's when I knew that, you know, he was, you know, he didn't speak English. I was like, can I help you find that? And I happened just to see the picture on the bottle, and, you know, he kind of like puts his phone out and shows it to me, and I seen it. It was that kind, you know, that it's got the little criminal guy on it. What's it called? Something thieves wine or something. Imagine being, because it looks like those pictures from like the 40s, you know, like the 30s, maybe 40s. Imagine being in prison, they're using your mugshot, now they're making wine. Crazy. That's got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Anyway, so he's got like a thing on his phone, like I used to, like when I drove Uber, when I picked up someone in Spanish, and I could, you know, like translate what I was saying over the car. Like this one time I picked up this chick, her name's Helen. I used to drive her all the time, and I would always drive her from her house to the restaurant she worked at, or from the restaurant home. This day she wanted to stop at the bank, so we stop at the bank, and she's getting there, she gets in the car, and I said, in my thing, I said, all right, Miss Helen, let's get you home. And it translates, because it tells you what it's saying. It's like, all right, Miss Helen, let's go get you a loan. And I was like, no. But luckily she was cool, she knew me. But back to the story. So the guy's like, we found the wine, but then he's looking like, how do you pay for it? And that's when he starts using the translator. He's like, how do you pay for it? I'm like, you use your black card. That's when he tells me this, and that's why I didn't take a picture, and I was like, I don't want to get the guy, you know. There's a guy around here, or I guess it's a couple guys, he said, but the guy he works for, they're brothers, but the guy he works for, or I guess rents he said every day he takes that phone back to that guy, and that guy gives him money for that day. So I don't know, I tried to ask the percent, but he had no damn idea what I was saying. And the translator, man, you know, you guys, whoever works at, you think you would fix that shit. I mean, simple words. I mean, all kinds of shit was lost in translation. When I was trying to tell them like Uber and Grubhub and shit, you know, stuff like that. Well, it could be my accent too. Okay, never mind on all that. Forget your app. It's probably my bad. But anyway, the point is, he gets that app, or he goes and gets that phone, and he goes out and works all day, and he gives it back. He even said, now this dude had his own car, but he said that the guy will rent you a car too for the day. So he's got all these damn accounts. They, you know, drivers show up, he gives them a phone, it's their account, but the problem was he didn't give them the black card. And I showed him, you know, what the black card, and then I guess he thought that, you know, I could just use mine to pay. I was trying to explain to him, like, you know, there's no money on it unless, you know, I had an order. I said it wouldn't work. That took forever. I almost called Flex, like, do you know what this dude's saying? Because, dude, we could have got some top-notch information, because he knew it all. And he was, I mean, he wasn't, look at these goddamn keys. See this shit? Look at this shit. It never fails. Yeah, walk on out. We ain't got nothing to do. See, they don't even freaking, they just walk around the goddamn road. Come on now. Little smart asses. Look at that one. Gonna stop and eat. Take your time. No hurry. You can eat the grass on the other side. See this shit? How you doing? You seen Bob? Oh, there's more up here. Don't do that to the goose. Leave the goose alone. No horn blowing. Slow down, lady. Don't worry, I'll ram her in the ass down here, guys. I'll get her. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to ram her in the ass. But what I will do is I'll finish this story. So, where was I at? Oh, he rents the cars and shit. I don't know if that's where I'm going to start from there again. But he like rents the cars and shit out. But this guy has a car. So they go out, they work all day. Then, when they go back, they give him the phone and he gives them money. So this dude, see, that's what I'm saying. When you see these people out here working like that don't speak English and stuff, I mean, yeah, they're, you know, technically some of them might be able to, but they're just trying to make a living. I mean, that was a friendly dude. I mean, this dude was literally like bowing and shit. You know what I'm saying? When he's like thanking me. He was walking out of the store. I met him again by the door. I don't know what the hell he was doing all that time. But I go back and get the cat food. I'm coming by the door. He's just now going out the door. He might have got lost. I don't know. You know, the signs are in English for the exit. So, I mean, that's not even a joke. I mean, because he couldn't even see the red. You know, like the red wine and the other brands. But he hadn't, you know, he had no idea. So like what he was looking was red, and the big sign says red, but he don't know what that says. So it'd be a little rough. It'd be like if I was in Russia or Ukraine, wherever he's from, trying to shop for wine there, it'd be, you know, every letter, every word looks like it has 3 or 4 K's in it to me. Because even on that thing, when he would say it, it would translate in different ways. But, you know, people shouldn't be mad at them. They're just trying to survive. It's that asshole and whoever, that other dude, that's, you know, buying the accounts, renting them out to these people. And how they do it is, and you can read the articles on this, there's a lot of people getting tax, you know, things, telling them that, you know, they've done gig work. You know, they got, you know, earnings from Uber or Grubhub or DoorDash, any of them. And they've never worked for them. So they're, you know, they're going through a lot of shit with that because people just, you know, stole their identity and just, you know, got an app. I mean, they didn't, you know, open a credit card, they just got a DoorDash account. Because hell, that's better for, think about it, if you could get 10 DoorDash accounts and all you had to do is, like, people pull up, you hand them a phone, they go out and do all the work, then they bring you the phone back and you pay them. I mean, I don't know what they give. I bet you 50%, 60%, I don't know, but they give them whatever, and they just sit around. So just imagine 10, 20, 30 accounts. How many? I mean, I'm telling you, there's a ton of the Ukrainians around here doing it. All of them are friendly as hell. I've helped a few of them out, like a Chick-fil-A and shit. All of them friendly as hell, nice people. But, you know, they get taken advantage of, because that's the sad part. They're out here doing all the work, and you got people taking advantage of them. And they're the ones that, you know, kind of we get mad at, saying, oh, the illegals are out here working. Which, I mean, I gotta say, that is, but, you know, some of them, you know, just because they just don't speak English yet, don't mean they're not, you know, legal. But the thing about DoorDash is, Instacart and all that, there's been several customers around here, and I know a lot of, see, this ain't a popular thing when you say it, but there's a lot of people out here that when you deliver to, they'll be a little bit upset because the last person they got, you know, maybe something was out of stock or they had to call, and either they wouldn't call them or they did and they couldn't, you know, or they would call the Dasher or whoever and they wouldn't speak English. They had, you know, they couldn't, you know, communicate what they wanted to communicate. And that would be rough. I mean, think about it. I mean, these apps ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? When you order something from DoorDash, any of them places, Instacart, Spark. Spark's the worst by far. Around here, Spark, the whole Walmart, I'll show you all that one day. The whole parking lot, dude, they just sit around. They'll have like 4 or 5 phones. You'll have like, the Spark way they do it is you'll have, you know, you got your shoppers, then you got your drivers. The shoppers will just take any order, hits their phone, every single one, they don't care. They just keep, you know, getting them. So if you're the first customer to order, and they get your order, well, your order might sit out in the parking lot. I mean, if you look at Aaron's Gigs, that channel, he shows it. I mean, you know, they got like milk and shit like that just sitting out in the parking lot, and he's in Arizona, and, you know, 100-degree temperatures. But that's the thing, even about DoorDash, the way they do it. At McDonald's down here, the one down there, they got, you'll have 3 or 4 people in the car, and what they'll do is each of them will have 3 phones or so. When the first phone goes off, like if you're that first customer, say if there's each of them, there's 3 people with 3 phones, that's 9 orders. If you're that first person that makes an order, even if, you know, you did tip really well, or it doesn't matter on that, they just accept the offer. Well, your order just sits out there till the other 8 phones gets filled up with orders from there. So when they get the last order, then they go around and deliver. With Spark, it's, you know, you got your shoppers, the shoppers are in there shopping, they shop it, they bring it out, they bring the carts out. Then when the drivers come back, that's when they start, you know, switching their phones, you know, because, you know, then the drivers are going to go deliver it, and the shop, you know, it just rinse and repeat. They hand it off to the drivers, they go out and deliver it, and the shoppers are delivering it. So, you know, it's, and the gig companies, a lot, you know, like I said, the other day I had to, you know, verify for DoorDash, and it took forever to get that verified. Couldn't even schedule till I verified. I had to look left, look right. And now the way Uber does it, in a way, because if you go offline and try to come back on, you might have to verify. But if you're online, if you just don't go off, you don't have to do it, like on DoorDash. That was like at midnight, and when I was scheduled, it was at midnight, it just happened to pop up and say, you know, you need to verify before you can schedule. So, I mean, I had to do all that shit before I could even schedule. And now, if say like if I was renting my account now, I could just, you know, turn it on when they got there. If it asks to verify, verify. You know what I mean? But I don't know how in the hell they get away with it when they're like stealing identities. I mean, because you can't use it as like a picture. You know what I mean? You can't like get a picture of the person and scan it because it's supposed to be. I mean, I'm sure there's ways to do it. Why hell there's got to be. Because like on DoorDash, when you get to that port, you got to, even on Spark, when you get to that port, you have to verify. You can't turn on the app. Even if you say, oh shit, and you turn it off and turn it on the next day, it doesn't matter. You still can't get on that, you know, and start the app till you verify. So how are they getting around that shit? That's what I'm saying. There's something. I'll Google that later. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I'm just saying, you know, the people we see out here, I mean, every one of them I ever met, the ones, I mean, I've seen some Hispanic, I've seen some Ukrainian, all of them damn good people, you know, just out here trying to make a living. And, you know, so instead of like being mad at them in the parking lots and shit, which I mean, I understand, don't get me wrong, because I mean, like if I ordered groceries and, you know, I found out my food, like my milk and like whatever, you know, perishables, frozen foods is sitting out in the parking lot for an hour, and yes, that shit happens, sometimes longer than an hour. It just sits there. Yeah, I'd be pissed too. And also, like if I was like, you know, ordering for DoorDash or something, and I called the Dasher to say like, hey, you know, you said this was out of stock, can you get this instead? And they have no damn idea what I'm saying. That would be a problem, because I mean, that would be like if I went to Russia, Japan, anywhere, and I was doing that kind of work there, and the customer called me, I'd have no damn idea what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was in Mexico and they were speaking Spanish, I'd be screwed. But the customer's the one paying the price, because they're the ones not getting the service they're paying for. And they're, you know, it's just a whole big thing. And the gig companies, they know it's a problem. If they really wanted to fix that, they could really fix it. All they would have to do is like, you know, every now and then, like when you drop off an order, you know, just sporadically, just verify it. You got to verify now. And do that like a couple times a day. And, you know, do it to when you're dropping it off, it's just a quick picture, you know. Problem of it is, though, like DoorDash, that big of a company, you would think their app would be a little bit better than it is. Because the other night, me trying to verify it would like lock up on the screen, then it was like turn your head, I did all that shit, then it froze up again, I had to close it out, start it back over, it finally worked. So yeah, that would be irritating if you're, you know, and it's like Uber, you know, like if you, like say you're doing a DoorDash, and you know, you get it delivered, you turn the Uber back on, now you're going down the road, they want you to verify real quick. Now all you gotta do is just look at it and take a picture. They won't let you do that unless your car is stopped. But the funny part of that is, they'll send you an offer with, you know, the amount of miles, the amount of money, if it's a shopping, the items, all that bullshit. They'll send you that going down the road at 75. They, you know, you got a few seconds to look at that through Uber, but you can't take a quick picture. It's, you know, it's amazing. Hey, DoorDash, they fixed something today. I don't know if you all got this yet, but now it's showing on mine, like on shopping pays and shit, if it's like 15 pounds or heavier, like an item is, it'll tell you that. And they changed the pay screen too. Now you have to click it to see what, you know, how much was a tip and how much was base pay. They've changed it around a little bit. I guess they figure people won't look, but I don't know why that matters. But the shopping thing is a good thing, though. That way, you know, if you're out, you got like an apartment building, you know, it's like usually you see like so many items, and it should tell you how many of the items is over 15 pounds. Because that's the thing, you know. One item of 15 ain't that bad when you got 20 of 15-pound items. But anyway, when you see, you know, people out don't speak English, dashing or Ubering, you know, don't get as mad at them, because I mean, they're just trying to make a living. I understand they're, you know, doing a job, technically it's not legal, but they're not the ones you should be mad at. You should be mad at the dude he was telling me about that rents him the account. I mean, I bet you I could have interviewed that dude too. He would have let me, but I wouldn't have done that. That's why I didn't take a picture of him or do anything, because I don't want, you know, get him in any kind of trouble, maybe where they wouldn't let him work or something. So anyway, y'all have a good one.